but I
Pay the
remember
money, mate. I want the contract.
the
Give
first
us
time
the money. Goodness. All right.
back in the early 80s. You
So
talked
can you say that again, Joe?
I remember I was invited to one of her first times she actually spoke publicly to business back in the early 80s.
Oh wow, that must have been early days because she started in the late 70s.
Yeah.
Oh,
You talked about one thing that clicked in my head was when she got someone to join her be a student in her book, I think it was bookkeeping class or secretarial class. What she done is she went to the receipt book and thought, oh, I'm not going to give him number one. So she ripped the first 9 pages out.
oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, but unfortunately, Joe got muted at the latter end of his story. But yeah.
That so not starting off with invoice number 000001 and just flicking it through to 9. Oh, Joe, thank you so much for saying that. That's see, that's so clever. I did that. I'm not going to lie, I did exactly the same thing with the resume business. I thought I don't want anyone to know you're my first paying customer. So I did do that. Good call, Joe. I'll try not to move around too much, but sometimes I get really excited and I can't help, but I'll try and stay in my lane. You know it's not going to happen, but I'll try.
Yeah, by the way, if there are any of you who have your video open and if you're only seeing 9 faces, you can actually expand and see more faces. So if you click on upper right hand, the 3 dots in the more there, you can actually go to either large gallery or together mode, so you can see more faces. Okay, if you want to have like a classroom look, you can click on together mode. Okay, but large gallery is an option because usually there's only a few faces when you go to the gallery.
Thank you, Francis, for reminding everybody or letting everybody know about that. It's really cool platform, Teams. I think it's becoming quite, I think everybody's using it a lot now. And one of the benefits that it has over the Collaborate is just that you can see faces. And it really is lovely to see you all. And thank you for letting us into your homes as well with our environment, with our things that make us who we are, our pets, our little creature comforts. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice to see it. Lots of faces.
Yeah.
So I can see on my screen Jessica, I can see Kevin, I can see Joe, I can see Casey, Kate, Khalid, Shannon, Rosanna, of course, India, looking very distinguished.
I've got my good outfit on. I'm not going to lie.
Very elegant. We have I can see Tanya, Sophie, our Tanya, because we do have 2 Tanyas in the room. Vicky, and before I continue, I can say Sarina. So take it away, Indy.
Oh, hi, Sarina. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this C Training Masterclass. How are you? Hi, Sarina.
Sure. Oh, there you go. Hi,
it's
Sarina.
Lovely to see you. Happy Tuesday, Sarina.
On your mind. Let's just see song.
Right, just go for it. Yep.
Hi, Sarina.
Have you got it on record? Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Good morning.
Okay, so hi everyone. Are
Hi,
these
Sarina.
my entrepreneurs? If you're an entrepreneur, wave to me.
Yes.
That's awesome. Good morning or good afternoon.
Hi.
And if you're listening to me in New York, good evening.
Oh,
So I just want to say how exciting it is. But Indy, hi Indy, how are you?
good.
Indy, you're looking very glamorous. I can't hear you.
Thank you.
Go for it, Indy. Do you want to do the introduction?
Yes, I would. It
Or
would
have you
be
already done it?
up
I
to-
can't hear you.
I'll speak. Can you hear me now? I'm not
I
muted.
can't
so
hear you, Indy.
I can't. Francis,
I can't hear you.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
we can hear you, Indy.
No.
Philip might. Okay, I'm gonna message Philip.
Not happening.
We'll just work on some technical
No.
audio issues, Sarina. I think maybe I'm muted on your end. I'm hoping you can hear me.
Indy, we can't hear you.
Yeah. I might get Kevin to pop in
Okay.
the chat.
Maybe there's an
Now?
audio issue on your side. I think you've got that right.
So we hit sounds.
Yeah, we
So
can hear
you
Indy.
start
hear you
again.
loud and clear, Indy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think it might be maybe an audio issue. Just hang tight, everybody. We'll get there eventually. Thanks, Eve. Thank you, Francis.
No worries.
Just for those of you that are looking, what you're looking at now is an image of our executive boardroom. And at the back of the room, you will see some typewriters, because this is where Sarina started her
Okay, we ready?
business, is in a class to teach people typing. Can you hear me now, Sarina?
I think we can.
Okay, we're right.
Ah,
Can you wave to me if you're an entrepreneur?
yes.
Yes, right.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sarina.
So,
Thank you so much. You
so
look
I just want to say that it's so exciting to have how many in our class today?
There's about 48, Sarina.
Wow, that's amazing. 48 entrepreneurs. I'm going to read something out to you. Have you done the introduction?
I have done an introduction, but I just wanted to welcome you formally, Sarina, on this, your 43rd year in business. You've been where we are. You have become a source of inspiration to us. And thank you sincerely for making time to inspire, educate, and, really, really give us the passion that, oh, yeah, just what we need to be successful like you. That's really what we are. We just want to learn from the best.
Okay, well, that's a good start. 43 years, I think we've passed our probation. And the last 43 years, guys, has been the most exciting time of my life. Even though I've done a lot of crying, I've done a lot of laughter, I've done a lot of sleepless nights, I've had insomnia, people go, oh, she's a rich bitch. But what they don't understand is where I started.
Yeah.
And so today, I'm going to say to you, start. I'm going to say to you, finish your program, because it doesn't matter where you start. What really, really matters is where you arrive, and just the journey of starting something. And even if you fail, you can learn from failure as well as you can learn from success. So I am really, really excited to be able to say that I'm going to pick you up now, and you are going to join and accompany us to your destination. So I just want you to know that you are invincible. This is a book that I was given. It came in by post by Norma Kamali. Norma Kamali is an entrepreneur. Norma Kamali came out of Iran. And if you want to know her spelling, it's Kamali. And I'm all about empowering women and girls, but also empowering men and boys. But what happened to Norma? She had the courage to leave Iran when she was 18. She was forced to get married, like I was as well, although I chose not to, and divorced my father and left home without the husband. And I chose that I was not going to get married to find financial security. I was going to find my own TV, my own clothes hoist, my own house. I wanted to experience what it was like being financially independent in my own right. And of course, I can certainly say that I've been that for the last 43 years. So this woman started, and she had this husband who in today's world is called coercive control. He was controlling her for everything, in everything. So she had the courage. She talks to you in person. She will tell you she had the courage to leave her husband. And she started a little tiny boutique, little clothes, selling dresses. And then she created a fashion design. If you look her up, she's a huge success in New York. Now, in New York, you can be super successful. But in New York, you can also be a super failure. You've got to have what is called self-belief. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your own ability. And today, if I can give you any drive of inspiration, you've got to have positive self-belief. So through your positive self-belief, you and I and the team and the group are going to do extraordinary things. And how we're going to do extraordinary things is up to you. It's not up to the government. It's not up to your mother, your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, you know, the community. It's up to you. And one of the slogans I use, and I'll use it again today, is if it is to be, it is up to me. So stop blaming everyone around you. Look at yourself in the mirror. The greatest gift you can give yourself is checking a mirror. Now, if I lift this up, can you lift this up for me, please, this box? If you lift this box up, it's a mirror, and it's deliberately here in my boardroom because I love mirrors. Absolutely love mirrors.
It's
Look at myself in
gorgeous.
the mirror, and I say, gee, I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
I always say how fabulous I am. I'm looking my best.
You
I
are.
look fit. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I can do it. I love challenges. Stress is a privilege, says our treasurer.
Oh,
And so, you know, it's talking to yourself. It's having the courage to say it as it is in your mirror reflection.
yeah.
Now, this is what this woman right now says as well. Look how pretty she looks. And, you know, she looks 30, but I think she's about 66.
Wow.
And so it's not your age. It's your attitude towards your age. Some people will say to you, Priscilla, when you're starting a business, oh, how old are you? 22. Oh, you're too young. Some will say, oh, what? Katie Smith, oh, you're too old. Oh, Demiral, oh my God, you'll never make it. Oh, Vicky, what are you doing? Go and get a secure job. But do you want to live a life, you know, rugged up, you know, in cotton balls, or do you want to live a life of adventure? You know, trying things out, having the courage to say, yes, I can do it.
Yeah.
I've learned from failure. I've learned from success, and I love me a lot. And Shannon's sitting there going, who the hell is this woman? She can sit there, you know, she's got all the wealth in the world. And why is she doing this lecture and lecturing me? What audacity, Shannon. Shannon, you look too comfortable there. We've got to get you to stand up and feel inspired. Good on you, mate. Yeah, that's what I like. And look at that gorgeous T-shirt. So, Shannon, what's your entrepreneurship idea today? Can you share it with the world? Go for it, Shannon.
Immersive entertainment is all about bringing immersive events to the community. So we're very community driven, looking at society as a whole. Yeah, just trying to change the world, really.
Oh my God, can you go to the ABC? It's called The Australian Story.
Yeah.
And The Australian Story had this guy called Minchin. I don't know his Christian name, but Minchin. And he came out of Perth, and he was really determined to really become an actor, a singer, a comedian, etc. Did anyone watch it last night? Can you wave if you watched Minchin from, you know, The Australian Story? It was an incredible story. But he came home because he had a massive disappointment in LA. But it did disrupt him. Yeah. It did disrupt him, Shannon. But he picked himself up and now it's rocking and rolling again. So you will be disrupted during your journey of success. We've been disrupted. The pandemic disrupted everything, everybody. But it's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. And during those 2 and 3 years that we were disrupted, I'm telling you, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, my resilience.
Yeah.
You know, passion is when things are going wrong, not when things are going right. And so when you're on your crossroad of your life and you get disappointments and you get rejections, that's when you know whether you're really passionate and you have that positive self-belief. You go back to that mirror and you talk to yourself.
You do.
So Shannon, congratulations. Are you a singer, a guitarist? What's your background, Shannon? I love your t-shirt.
I've got a background. I was brought up in a production company, family business. Then I went on to outdoor recreation facilitating for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back into events, but essentially it is a lifetime of skills, knowledge and education going into this business. So each component of my life is very powerful in what I can do and achieve with the business.
Good on you. And Shannon, what city are you in?
Mornington Peninsula, so south of Melbourne.
Oh, wow, that's great. And now that the borders have opened, the opportunities are enormous, right?
Yeah, the demand has increased for sure. And thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Oh, Shannon, thank you for your time.
Such a professional person. Great.
Shannon, I'm so excited that you made the time to be so curious to get to meet me. And look how we've now connected in the most extraordinary professional relationship through my group. And remember, when I started because I couldn't hold down a job. 43 years ago, I started this little tiny company, which is now called the Sarina Rosso Group, with $2,600. I went to the bank. I said, I want to start a business. And they said, oh, yeah, we've heard that before. How much money do you have? I said, I have $2,600. They said, well, if you want an overdraft, a bank overdraft, you've got to give us $2,000 security. He said, do you have any security? I said, I've got shoes. In those days, now that I wear the Dior's and I'll take them off, these shoes alone are worth about $1,300. Just imagine putting these on the bank as my asset. They'd say, I will throw those out. They have no value. And I'd say, well, what about they've got a star on them? So this is what I'm saying. Life changes. So I go back to that bank manager who really tested me. He really tested me. And he said, have you lost your mind? Why would you start a business college? There are so many people who've got bigger infrastructure than you. You know, they're well known, they've got the brand. You know, the guy talked me as much as he could out of me starting a business. And I would look at him and I would say, it doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what I think. Do you get it, Shannon? That's what really matters. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be invincible, and you got to say, I am invincible. Yeah. And, you know, when I started with the smell of a shoe rack. I couldn't afford anything. I look at my budget. 43 years ago, I had, you know, $20. I know that these days you only get a bunch of grapes for $20. But $20, I'd have a whole week of food. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you know, it's that self-belief. It doesn't matter what others think. What matters is what you think. And so I'm going to now get Indy to start firing some questions so that I can answer them. How are you, Rosanna? I haven't seen you. How are you? You got a beautiful name, Fazzolari. Are you Italian?
Yes.
So parla italiano?
Sì.
Di quale parte?
Calabria.
Ah, Calabria. Io sono siciliana.
Sì, lo so.
Sì, la sai, eh? Rosanna, che bello nome. Sarina Russo and Rosaria Fazzolari. Fazzolari?
Fazzolari, sì.
Fazzolari. Che cosa fai qui? What are you doing with us?
I'm a kinesiologist, so I have been running the business in a very small capacity because I have 5 children who are now the youngest are 16. So it's time to hit the accelerator.
You got 5 children.
Yeah. Oh
my God. So what did you say you were? What sort of ecologist? I didn't hear. What?
Kinesiologist.
What is that?
It's a natural therapy and energy-based therapy that's based in Chinese and Eastern medicine.
Wow. So what can you do for me?
Well, I can clear some of the stress around some of those statements that you said, you know, if your self-belief isn't where it needs to be, and, you know, if you've got a bank manager hounding you and not supporting you, I can help clear the stress around that.
Wow, that's great. I think we might just recruit Rosanna. Give her a big clap.
That'd be great.
Like Rosanna in our class, in our masterclass. And which city are you from, Rosanna?
Melbourne.
Oh, which part of Melbourne? Fitzroy?
No, Ringwood East.
Ringwood East. Did your family move out of the inner city and go to Ringwood because they could find a house made out of brick?
Oh, no, it's a long story. I grew up in the western suburbs, only about 15k from the CBD. So most of my life was in the city.
Yeah.
I went overseas when I was about 25 and came back 10 years later and ended up here.
Well, you know, Rosanna, the Italians in the 50s and 60s, I came out when I was 5, but they all lived in the city. And now, then they all moved out because they wanted the brick house.
Yeah.
Right? But the real estate in the city now is where all the value is.
Mm-hmm.
So all I can say is that it's extraordinary how the Italians had the vision, and some of them never sold like us. I've never sold a property. Others sold, and their value of their inner city potential would have increased 1,000%. But they really felt they needed to get out and build, you know, the brick home. So it's very interesting, isn't it? So we have an office in Fitzroy, a head office in Fitzroy. They make the best coffee now.
Yeah, they do. And what I love
it. And there are more Greeks in Melbourne than there are outside of Greece, I understand. And the Italians really populated Melbourne. And a few of us scattered to Brisbane to cut the cane. And thanks be to God, my father didn't take us up to Innisfail. So God knows how my life would have been had he moved us out of Brisbane. So all these little steps are really significant in your journey of life. So thank you for sharing, Rosanna.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Right, over to you, India.
Thank you. Thank you both for just those stories. I'd like to actually invite Kevy to chat with Sarina. Kevy has 3 questions, Sarina, and I know they're all wonderful, and I would love for her to have the opportunity to ask you. Kevy, are you there? I can see.
Just unmute yourself, Kevy, so that we can hear you.
Thanks, Francis.
Sorry, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sarina. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ketty. Are you Ketty or Kevy?
Kevy, K-E-V-Y.
What nationality is that?
I'm Turkish.
Oh, I love your food.
Thank you.
I've been to Turkey.
You have? Beautiful place.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cheap, so many great places to see, and like you said, the food's amazing.
Yeah.
And so are you bilingual?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Fantastic.
My first, Turkish being my second.
So were you born here, Kevy?
Yes, I was born here. My parents were born in Turkey, and they migrated about 60 years ago.
60 years ago?
Yeah, so they've been here ever since.
Yeah. And which city are you from?
I'm in Werribee.
Oh, Werribee, wow.
Werribee, originally from the northern suburbs in Broadmeadows.
Yes.
But yeah, me and my partner, we moved to the west, so now we're in Werribee.
Great. And what's your business, Kevy?
We're getting into
Turkish food.
We're getting into the disability support services. So me and my business partner, also my partner in real life, Basically, we're going to be assisting our participants with travel, transport arrangements, daily household tasks, assistance with daily personal activities.
Yeah.
We're in the process of getting our business NDIS registered.
Oh, give her a big clap.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
we'd love
you.
to talk to you. That's fantastic.
It's
That's
been a very long journey, and as you guys can imagine, NDIS are very thorough and strict with their criteria. So we've engaged in a consultancy company that's helping us write up our process and procedures, all the HR documents, make sure that the company is all set. So hopefully that's going to take about a year's time. But between now and then, it's just about creating the business.
It shouldn't take a year.
Yeah, because of COVID, it literally takes 1 year minimum to get your business NDIS registered. It's a bit
Wow.
of a
And what does your partner do?
My partner, she's a support worker, and she's been in that field for 9 years now.
All right.
My background is more in the corporate world, team leading and running operations. So yeah, I'm basically stepping into a new world.
Oh my God! Congratulations. That's where the growth is. I'm very, very impressed. Give her a big clap.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Beautiful, Kevy.
I actually don't remember my questions from yesterday.
Do you want me to prompt
I'm a
you?
little nervous.
Yeah. The first one was about the most difficult decision, Sarina. So what's the most difficult decision that you've had in your business, Sarina?
What's the most difficult decision? I'd say get started.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Get started, guys. We can do this conversation and have a great chat. And Sophie's staring at me and saying, yes, I'm listening. But it's really getting started. There is so much negativity around us. We hear it, you turn on the TV and we've got Ukraine and Putin and, then we've got inflation and we've got the post-pandemic and then we've got mental health and then we've got, there is dislocation of the workforce. There is so much negativity and you could start having self-doubt. And the thing is, it's getting started.
Yeah.
Once I started and got through my insomnia, where I used to walk around the dining room and I used to have a flatmate, Christine, and say, oh, you can hardly speak English. Want to start a business college? Well, I'd never shared any more with her, right?
Yeah.
So I used to keep it to myself.
Yeah.
But my point is getting started. Now, this is where we can mentor you, help you through it, and you can be a student with us for life. We would never, ever let go of you because if you win, we win.
Yeah.
If you fail, we have failed. And the only way we win is through your success. That's it. So whatever it is you need, we will help you through it. So you've got to have the trust in the brand. And the brand has been going for 43 years. So that is trust. And here I am in the middle of a board meeting. I said, guys, I've got to stop.
Yeah.
I've got to do something that is
That's
one
true.
of my favorite parts of my journey. And that is to inspire each one of you to kickstart a business.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurship is a living being. It's not a bottle. It stays the same shape. No,
Yeah.
this is the shape it looks, but then you twist it and squeeze it. You change the top. You change it from plastic to glass. It is a thing. It's like a lemon, and you've got to turn it into a lemonade. And how much sugar do you put in it? How much water, etc., is your definition of life of an entrepreneur. A life of an entrepreneur exists only when you give it life, give it heart, oxygen. You've got to inject, good food in it. It's what you put in is what you get out. So entrepreneurship is a lifetime journey. It's exactly like a body. Some parts of your business will do really well, like your arms are working.
Yeah.
But if your heart's not working in your body or your legs aren't working, you've got to work your legs. So it's a part of a living thing. And I can tell you in the last 43 years, And if you read my book, Meet Me at the Top, I will tell you how I got started. I will give you the lessons of what it takes.
Yeah.
And this book is a bestseller only because I bought 40,000 copies. I made it a bestseller. And now it's print 5 or something.
Guys.
So what I'm saying is, it's the way you think. Think differently and love what you're doing. Get up in the morning and get your natural endorphins going. Exercise. Do you know how much exercise I've done since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Okay, Friday I did 8. Saturday I did 8. Sunday I did 15. And Monday I did 8. It's an average of about 40 kilometres in 4 days. I could have walked from Brisbane to the Gold Coast.
Wow.
But I believe in exercise. I believe you cannot be an entrepreneur unless you've got a healthy body. Now, if you look at my body, you'd swear I'm a 20-year-old. I love to push myself. I love to do weights. I love to excel. Yeah. And I love the natural endorphins. And what happens when you're an entrepreneur, there are trappings, alcohol, you can have extra food, drugs, all these things, laziness, too busy to exercise. How many people are out here who are business people and they fail to do the most fundamental stuff, which is get the body moving? You cannot succeed unless you've got your own body right. And that's really, really important. So the obsession of excessive in a business is what I call a trapping, and you've got to remove that. The greatest thing is eating less, exercising more, and not drinking at all, and remove drugs, cigarettes out of your life. And you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, how can I lead if I don't feel good about myself? If you want a team around you, you've got to be motivated, and it's contagious. And the success that we're enduring comes from the top. I can't give you advice that I don't take myself. So my advice is have a healthy mind, a healthy body, and a healthy startup. Startups are exciting, but remember, they are like a human being. They have to be nurtured and delivered and driven. And you've got to then feel so proud that you build a brand. You know, it took me years and years and years to call the company Sarina Rosso because I was a fired legal secretary. Fired, not once. Every job I used to hold, I used to get fired. You know, the boss would call me in and I'd think, all right, it's review time, he's going to give me a promotion. Sorry, we don't need you tomorrow. I said, would you like me to come on Wednesday? No, we don't want you at all. I used to get fired from every job. So it was hard to start a business on education, training and jobs when I couldn't hold down a job myself. So I reversed the psychology and I would say, I can teach you how to hold down a job. Because I've lost so many and these are the reasons I'm losing them. You know, I had an attitude. I used to dress, you know, as if, you know, I was more a model than, you know, a legal secretary. They put me in a green kitchen type uniform. I hated it. You know, I wanted to be liberated. Liberation is what I wish for you. You've got to feel liberated, where you can express yourself through art, through speech, through communication, through style. If you don't like where you live, move. You're not a tree. Get going. If you don't like the city, move. Try something different. Have the courage to take the risk and live your life through your eyes, through your adventure and through your inspiration. Because today what you're doing for me is giving me inspiration. And I love that. And that's why I'm intelligently selfish. I come to you for inspiration. And hopefully I can reciprocate by giving you some of my inspiration to never give up and never, ever stop learning. And always remember, it doesn't matter what someone thinks. What matters is what you think. Okay.
That's cool. Yes. Kevy, I'm just going to go to Hennessy and we'll come back if we get an opportunity. But thank you very much. You're most engaging. Hennessy, if you're available, I'd love for you to have a chat with Sarina.
Hi, Sarina. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, right, Hennessy. I was trying to spot you. Thank you,
I'll just tell you quickly that when I was in my younger years, I used to remember seeing you on your own infomercials in the morning shows on Channel 10. And I remember, seeing this beautiful, glamorous woman. And now it's come full circle that I'm here having an opportunity to speak with you. So that's a beautiful journey to kind of finish off and start a new journey with.
Well, Hennessy, let's go back to my TV show. I did it for 23 years. I was told when I started, I was not the right anchor woman to do a TV show, how to get that job. They gave me all the advice on why I shouldn't do it. And I looked at this creative director. He worked in an agency, and I said, well, mate, Bill was his name. Bill, how much would it cost to train me up as an anchor woman for my show? And he said, oh, it's $150 an hour. Like, 43 years ago, $150 an hour. Massive. Remember, you need more for a pair of shoes, right? Yeah. That was like telling me it was $100,000 an hour. I didn't have the money. And I said, no, I'll give it a go. I'll book you for 5 hours. After about 5 hours, he said, you're a natural. You don't need me. But if I had listened to him, I would never have had 23 years of inspiring viewers who still today talk to me about how to get that job. Mm-hmm. And my slogan was, see you at the top. And guess what? People still talk about see you at the top, how to get that job. That jingle became an awards winner. Why? Because I was passionately wanting to try something that they told me I could never do. Television is my love. My only regret is I should never, ever have said television is going to die. The media, Instagram, Twitter, etc., is going to take over. But if you look at my Instagram, I pulled thousands of people who love having a little listening to what I'm thinking at the time. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, Sarina.Russo, it's quite fascinating how I've re-engineered myself from television to social media. And I love it, and I do it myself. But Hennessy, what is your question?
Okay, so I'm very zen. I'm into, that kind of meditation and meditating. And my current job, they have a Bali room where staff can go and meditate. So I guess with getting the environment right for staff members, I'm wanting to know what's worked for you and what hasn't in providing, I guess, perks or benefits in order to get the most out of your staff.
Well, there you are. Now, Hennessy, if there's an opportunity that you can help us, we'd love to talk to you about it. But meditation has a different interpretation for many, many people. Meditation for me could be running, where I'm, blocked everything out, and that often happens, where I go into my own zone, and massage does it for me. But right now, what do we do for staff is a great question. I encourage all the staff to exercise, and we pay for them to do a marathon or a 10K run or a 20K run. We encourage people to go out and use the gym. I really believe that it's good to switch the mind off. Hennessy, what's your recommendation for a group like us?
Well, I don't know. My business isn't in the meditation. I'm actually wanting to get, my oracle cards that I design into Big W. That's my goal. But it does help when in my current.
Show us your card.
Sorry?
Show us your card.
Oh, I haven't got them here. I haven't printed them, but I've got them designed in my another file. But I do have, hang on, another set right here. I don't know if you can see. They're called Marvelous Manifestar. So this one's got win-win on it.
I love it. Oh, wow.
Like to pick whatever, you shuffle them and it's like this one says, I am enough.
Oh, wow.
to inspire and kind of empower people every morning that you get to pick your own cards. You don't have to go to anyone to get inspired and, you know, seize the day.
And Hennessy, you could turn that into a card, you can turn that into a book, you can turn that into a calendar, you can turn it into a poster, you can put it on Instagram, Twitter, FaceTime, not FaceTime, Facebook. You can expand that.
Wow.
Just having cards alone is not enough. You can expand it. You can put it on billboards or, you know, sell it to employers who would love to use that as a quote. I think that's fantastic. Give it a big clap.
Oh.
And it's very motivational.
I told you that Sarina would see opportunities perhaps where we don't always, and there you've just observed that. That's evidence of your vision, Sarina. Really, yes. Not in my wildest dreams could I have come up with the you know, the billboard. That goosebumps. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hennessy, you're a delight. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you on our SEA program. Vicky, if you are there, I know we spoke earlier, but Vicky would like to talk to you, Sarina, about keeping the passion alive for the growth that you've experienced. And I'll pass over to you, Vicky. Hello.
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Hi, good. And I'm one of those people that obviously sat in my vintage or back then in the day and watched your commercials and sang that song every day as well. So it's great to be full circle. That's wonderful. So, and thank you so much for your time. You've already inspired me, and I don't even know if I need the answer to my question now.
All right. Give it to me. Tell me what it is.
So my question was, how have you continued your passion and drive to be able to continually grow and grow and grow? And like, I'm a really passionate person, but I just thought you've gone, as you said, 43 years, and you might have grown and added different arms or legs to your business, but it's continued around the same theme. And I just wondered how that went with your passion and drive.
Well, Vicky, really, I love this question because a lot of people just look at me and think, wow, you know, she's so wealthy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, like wealth didn't just arrive, guys. As I said to you, I started the company with $600, $2,000 security of a $3,000 overdraft. But, you know, it's your passion. It's your desire, it's your vision, it's your execution, it's your discipline, it's your self-belief, it's talking to yourself in the mirror, it's saying I'm healthy and strong and I can do all the things I need to do to reach the goals. It's about the mind, the optimism. It's all those ingredients. And if there's anything you should listen to in the YouTube, go to my How to Get That Job, or go to someone like Anthony Robbins, who talks about, you know, one of his is The Hour of Power. You know, I've been listening to motivational lecturers all my life. You know, you need new voices. The reason you're enjoying me today is because I'm a new voice.
Yeah.
And so you need new voices. You can't sit in the bedroom or in your, you know, in your house just getting inspiration. You've got to get out and you've got to join, you know, a fitness club. I said to my nephew this morning, where are you going, Mark? I said, I'm going to the running club and it's free. You can go to a running club. You know, there's a lot of stuff today that's free. You go to the internet and find inspirational through podcasts. There's a podcast right now about me in the financial on podcast of how I made it. And that attracted thousands of people. So my point is that firstly, it starts within. You cannot build anything unless you build yourself. That's the platform that I'm giving you right now. You know, you're not a born entrepreneur. I don't believe anyone's born as an entrepreneur. I believe you build your own entrepreneurship. And you can choose being an internal entrepreneur like Indy. She loves working within our group, or you can do it yourself. And today you've chosen to want to be self-employed. That is great, but you've got to build within yourself. You've got to want to do it, and you've got to decide how you're going to re-engineer yourself first. Then once you've got that, and that doesn't happen overnight, it happens on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis, and you never ever stop re-engineering yourself. Now, I don't have a degree, but I went to Harvard Business School for 10, 15 years, and I did 2 executive MBAs. Why? Because I used to love telling people I was going to Harvard. I used to love it. I used to walk around those gardens and think, wow, I've made it.
And now you've got a university.
In it myself. And so I'd get inspiration from the class, the students, the teachers, the president, the people I met. There's, you know, it's what you choose on educating yourself to keep pushing yourself to become more. There are 2 different types of people. One who make things happen, and the other one who's wondering what's happening. So you've got to make the decision. You've got to want to believe. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're selling. What matters is how you do it. It doesn't matter if, you know, Cadbury's have already got the chocolates. You can think of it different ways. Don't be frightened by big brands. You know, if I'd listened to my former bosses, I would never have started. So big brands are great, but people are now diluting different ideas and creating their own style, their own thinking. And people love local things right now. More than ever. You go to a market today, there's a market at the Sheraton Mirage. They sell fruit, they sell honey, and I look at the honey jars. You know, some have put gold in it, some have put cucumbers, orange. It's, you know, if you look at, there's a tea, what's the name of the tea that has flavors in it? What sort of tea was that? Do you remember?
T3.
Bubble tea.
That's one. But he was a big guy. He was like in his 60s. He couldn't get a job, so he took his grandmother's recipe and created flavor in the tea. It took off. It was unheard of. And there was, you know, the biggest bushels, most probably bought it out. So what I'm saying is, it's your idea. You've got to believe that you've got a twist, and it doesn't matter whether the big brands have already got it. Now, you know, clothes are disposable. People love disposable clothes. You can make clothes, you know, for $10 and then people throw it out. I don't know. It's what is it that you want to do? So my advice to you, Vicky, is it starts within the mind. The biggest motivational self is your psychology, is how you think and how you interpret, you know, the rejections, the massive disappointments. And we're all going to get them, including myself. But it's how you interpret those disappointments, those rejections, those mishaps that are going to keep your business alive, but more so keep you alive and enthused. You know, we did a graduation of James Cook University, Brisbane, and I was what they call the occasional speaker. Well, I started this James Cook 18 years ago. I was told by everybody I had lost my mind. Had I listened to them, I would never have known my true potential. I looked at all these students under the license of James Cook that I had an idea and I was going to drive it at all costs. And now someone without a degree has got a university in its own campus, high-rise building in Queen Street, Brisbane. JCU Brisbane came from my idea.
Oh.
Did we have adversity in the last 3 years with the borders all closed, domestic, international? It was tough, but I kept on pushing.
Yeah. It says so much, Sarina, that you just see barriers and just walk straight through them. And you know, to have come full circle just with your passion for education, and that manifests in getting James Cook University, that's really uplifting. It's also pleasing to hear that there's a pathway for us. You know, we're doing the certificate for Sarina in entrepreneurship and new business, you know, to know that if we did want to advance, if we did want to take that step into ongoing education, the opportunities there with James Cook, because...
But also we have a degree under Russo Business School, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. Education is the greatest gift. You've got to remember, I was the kid from the age of 5 where English was my second language. Yes. We had an English school. We still have it today. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what matters is where you start. And I leave you with this book, Meet Me at the Top. It's like a Bible. You know, it's got some amazing lessons. The words that inspired me. President Bill Clinton has now become a personal friend of mine. You know, global networking, going out of your square, enjoying every day, feeling excited. You know, fake it until you make it. Use the language, use the energy. You know, sometimes when I'm walking, I say, good morning. I go, whoa, you know? And I wear a T-shirt that says Sarina Russo, and then on the back it says energize. You know, I love being different. Yeah. And I ask you to stand up and be counted. Oh. Stand up and believe in yourself. Stand up and have a relationship with yourself. Stand up and say, from today on, I'm going to feel liberated. I'm going to get out of my boredom. I'm responsible, I'm accountable, and why not me, and why not now? Have a great day and share these stories with me. Enjoy today as it being the start of your life. And if the bank was closing in on you, you'd get up at 5 in the morning rather than getting up at 10. So get a sense of urgency and share with the world that you are ready to rock and roll with the best of the best, and you choose who you want to be with. You don't have to stick to anything that you don't like. You're not going to compromise at any level. You're going to raise your standards. You are the voice, and you are going to lead and not follow. Have a great day. Enjoy. See you at the top. And success is everything in your mind. And you guys have an abundance of success starting today. And remember, you can listen to this speech or communication through our recording. So you've got it in your pocket every minute of the day. Have a great day. Love you all. And thank you for being part of my world. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarina.
The takeaways from that are honestly phenomenal. As you know, I tried to warn you. It was going to give you a light bulb moment. I've had several, and it's so pleasing to have you all have time with Sarina. I love that reciprocity. The graciousness, thanking you for your time too. I don't know if you noticed that. That's something I like to take on board, is the way that she has a level of respect for everybody, and she does, and that shows. Francis, I might have to take the rest of the day off. I'm feeling really emotional. I'm not kidding.
And this is Sarina, seeing Sarina through video. If you get in a room and Sarina goes into that, if you're in a room and Sarina goes into that room, you are gonna feel her energy. You know, it's like everything just